bat speed through here, this zone, right? Which is then you get flush with baseball. You see how this is where we want to max out our bat speed, right? Not out here. How much time you can put into training it? And then also when you're training, are you really getting quality reps out of it, or is it just kind of swing into?
I feel like I guess sometimes like you can make it bad.
I'm not, when I say quality, I'm just saying like, yeah, you can still mess up and have a bad swing, but I'm saying like there's a when I say quality, like there's a focus really to work on something compared to just kind of like swinging just to hit.
Yeah, I mean like you can make like bad habits out of it. Like if you don't do the quality swing.
Oh, definitely.
Sometimes I can call it myself. Like I try to focus on the quality swing, like you saw at the end, they start to just get bad.
Yeah.
I think like, I can just get 10 minutes of that really big swings, you know?
And that's understanding your threshold totally. Like, so even like when I was in college, I come back home and hit. Like a lot of times what I do, I might be up there for 2 or 3 hours, but I'm hitting like 30 minutes, and then I go take like a 20-minute break, right? Rest a little bit, come back in another 30 minutes, maybe it's 20. Probably getting smaller and smaller each time I come back. Like going and taking breaks in between. Because you're right, like fatigue starts to make skill hard in terms of training a skill hard, right? That's everything. So understand when that fatigue sets in, and then maybe it's time to just set it down for the day, right? Because you can start to develop bad habits out of fatigue. I'm just saying, like, I'm wanting you to make sure, I just wanted to make sure you're trying to have concentrated hours of focus on what we're trying to fix. And you're saying you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also feel like I practice now that I don't have to catch as much since I'm just playing second. I also get more time in the daily
Good.
so I can focus on
Good.
focus on
And it sounded like you hit pretty well. Like again, like, and this is where it gets back to like, do you have to have a perfect swing to hit? No. No. Right?
But it helps a lot.
It does help a ton, right? In terms of efficiency and effectiveness, it does. So again, like, I still would like, and I think part of it for you, like you mentioned today, you're just having a hard time feeling this going. And I think that's partially because you've been disconnected from this and so taught front side for probably since you first picked up a bat. Like your first thing, it's a lot of youth hitters, right? Their first thing is spin to start, right? That's what they've been taught, that's what they do, right? It goes back to people teaching squash the bug.
Yeah.
And then we're having to go back and say like, hey, nix that, right? Whoever taught you that, we're not doing that. We're starting to drive forward, right? And so by putting a band on you, just giving you some kind of outside resistance, I think you could start to feel it. What I noticed that was good is once we did that, I started to see the front foot start to open up again when you were swinging, which is good. Because before, it was staying closed and you were just finishing like that, which is not really engaging anything in terms of the back leg going forward. If we can get that going for you, and this goes back to what's basically the Bonds drill, Barry Bonds drill, where you toss it in and you catch it. I want you to start just feeling more connected and catching the ball more connected, where you tend to be here or there, which we lose connection, right? Do you notice a lot of the times when you hit, your bat speed is here?
Yeah, I'm usually really early most of the time because I don't know. I guess I also don't trust my hands sometimes.
Right.
And then like I'll just cause myself to get out way out early.
But see, like, your whole thinking right there is where we got changed. Like, you're saying, like, I don't trust my hands. Really, what you don't trust is your legs, right? Because the hands follow, right? The better we get your legs, the faster the hands will be. But getting back to my point in terms of, like, you're out here trying to, like, create that speed here, where I would like you to start to create it, like, in here, right? Where we're having contact here, right? I'm out front here.
More like a straight bat.
Huh?
This causes like a more straight bat, like that here, instead of like going out front, because then I'm really on the
Yeah, you're gonna be pulling a lot of stuff. But I'm just talking about in terms of the connection point here, right? You're getting out here, you're getting unconnected, and that's where you're throwing your hands to out here. Compared to being there, and really starting to develop bat speed here, this zone, right? Which is then you get flush in baseball. You see how this is where we want to max out our bat speed, right? Not out here, which is where you get caught. And I think a lot of that comes to, again, rooted in the bat beat starting here and not the hip flying out and you losing connection. Or, like you said, distrusting your hands and just throwing them out here and again losing connection. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, I understand. I like try to think about that too. But,
And like you said before, a lot of it's mentally, right? I think you have the talent to do it, right? So there has to be that point of confidence in what you've done in terms of the work you put in. When you get done, like have you ever gotten to the point where you just feel confident in your swing because of the practice you put in? Or do you still question yourself even with the practice you put in?
no, like I know what you're talking about. Like in the games, you'll go up there and you'll be like I know.
I got this.
I know I'm better than this.
Yeah, I got this.
If I would work, then like I was done.
Right.
Yeah. It's like that like I don't go up there like ever thinking that I'm gonna get out. Like that. I never
Good.
with that guy. I always think that like I'm gonna be here all the time.
Well, you said to me, like, I don't trust my hands. So there's still that question, there's still that doubt somewhere in you, right? Where if there's any doubt anywhere, it's going to reach its head up at some point. And so what I'm saying is, do you ever get done with a practice or a batting session, BP, whatever, and just feel confident about the work you put in, where there's not that doubt, or is it constantly something you're questioning yourself on?
Like if it was, I mean, it just doesn't have to be like all like results, like hitting wise, but like if like I really thought I did well, like mechanics wise, and I did well with the finish, like yeah, I'll walk out of there and I'll be like I'll trust my hands and I'll like my swings will start to reflect that as I go on.
Feel grooved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the next step is, how do I keep that? You know what I mean? Like, what was I feeling then? What did I do to prepare to get me to that point? Does that make sense?
So I'm not just doing single practices.
Right, so there's some kind of progression out of it, right? And I think that's the same thing, like, again, anytime you get into a hitting struggle, right? Going back to, okay, when I had that feeling, what was I doing? And that's part of becoming a hitter, like, and understanding, like, how do I advance myself, in every manner? Whether it be in good times, like, shoot, I had a coach that told me this one time. Where it's hard to hit is not, in the struggle, it's hard to stay hitting well. So I guess that's what my point is in terms of, do you walk out there with confidence all the time? And that's what I would like to see. Not saying that your swing's always perfect, but you still don't quite, like, my swing's not perfect, but I still can do something against this guy. You know what I mean? I still got this guy.
Yeah.
And that's why I just think, like, you're still questioning yourself a little bit. Do you feel that sometimes?
I mean, I guess so. I never let it like take over my at bats. Like
Okay.
I always try to, like I said, like I'm gonna do this game, try to blow it line. But like I guess sometimes, yeah, like, and I can see how that could cause me to like be more timid at the foot, like if I'm not so sure in every aspect of my swing.
You understand what I'm saying, though,
Yeah.
right? I just feel like there's some parts of you, like, where you're having trouble changing, and I think that's because of you're not trusting some of the things in terms of what you can do, right? So I'm just making sure that's not something that's a constant for you. You're at least having some points where you're able to feel confident with the work you're doing. And you're saying there are some times there.
Yeah.
So then the next step is, how do I keep that going? How do I repeat that? I don't want to talk to you